They thought nothing could get past it. A $25,000 drone system, equipped with night vision, AI thermal detection, and live alert protocols, patrolling their farms every night. But one boar slipped through. And it wasn't just any night. It was harvest season. By the time they found the hole in the defense, the damage was done. What went wrong? And can farmers really trust machines to protect their livelihoods? In this video, you'll witness how modern agriculture is fighting back against a growing army of wild boars, with eyes in the sky and tech on the ground. But no system is perfect, and what happened at midnight changed how farmers approach security forever. They come at dusk, not in twos or threes, but in dozens. Wild boars have become an unstoppable force across rural areas, tearing through fences, digging up crops, and destroying everything in their path. In just one night, a single group can cause thousands of dollars in losses. These aren't the timid forest creatures of old. They've adapted to human presence, moved closer to populated zones, and learned how to avoid traps and people. Some even swim across rivers and navigate steep terrain to reach their targets. Their numbers are exploding. In parts of the US, Europe, and Australia, wild boar populations have doubled in a decade. Why? Fewer natural predators, warmer winters, and plenty of food, especially in cultivated lands. For many farmers, it's a silent war. And the front line is the edge of their fields. Each night brings new threats, and with each breach, hope fades. But before we look at high-tech solutions, we need to understand just how big the problem is. For decades, farmers tried everything to stop the boars: electric fences, hunting, motion-triggered alarms. But each strategy had the same flaw: wild boars are smart. And more importantly, they learn fast. Electric fences. Boars learned how to test the current with their snouts and dodge the shocks. They even pushed weaker animals into the fences to find weak spots. Hunting. It helps, but only temporarily. Boars multiply quickly. One sow can birth over a dozen piglets a year. Remove a few, and more move in. It's a numbers game, and the farmers were losing. Some tried noise deterrents, lights, even predator scents. The boars ignored them after just a few nights. Adaptation was their greatest weapon. Farmers in Australia, Texas, and Eastern Europe shared the same frustration. They were spending money and time, and nothing worked long-term. These animals weren't just wild. They were tactical, coordinated, and relentless. And it was clear, old methods wouldn't be enough. Desperate for solutions, farmers began looking to the skies. Enter the drone patrols, equipped with thermal cameras, night vision, and real-time tracking software. Suddenly, they could see what was once invisible: boars moving silently under cover of night. AI systems took it a step further. Machine learning algorithms learned the patterns of wild boars, when they move, how they cluster, where they strike. Alerts were now triggered before a single hoof touched the field. These drones didn't just fly. They patrolled. They stalked. They learned. One Texas farmer said, "Before drones, it was like fighting shadows. Now, we see them before they see us." But it wasn't just about detection. The data fed into smart traps, automatic gates that shut when a full sounder entered. No more catching one or two. Farmers were now capturing entire groups. Technology changed the battlefield. And for a moment, it looked like the farmers had finally regained control. For months, the drone patrols held the upper hand. But then, just past midnight on a foggy August night, something strange happened. The AI didn't sound the alert. The screen showed empty fields. The traps were still. But the damage had already begun. A single wild boar, just one, had broken through a weak fence. He wasn't alone. Dozens followed in silence, led by instinct, not heat signatures. The AI missed it because the fog distorted the thermal feed. By the time farmers saw the mess, entire rows of crops were flattened. The smell of churned soil and broken roots hung heavy in the air. The boars were gone, but they'd left a signature, a challenge. One farmer said, "We trusted the system too much. We forgot what we were fighting." That night rewrote the rules. The enemy had evolved, not with code, but with chaos. From that point on, the war wasn't just man versus beast. It became machine versus nature. And nature wasn't done fighting back. The attack shook the farming community. They realized technology alone wouldn't win this war. It had to adapt, just like the Boars had. So farmers got creative. Some placed smart alarms triggered by pressure plates hidden beneath the soil. Others trained their drones to focus on sound, not heat. One rancher built a system of raised floodlights that activated only when multiple sensors fired at once. It was a homemade web of traps, smarter than any software update. There were motion-activated sirens tied to predator calls, wolves, even tigers. Some used scent barriers soaked in natural boar repellents from wild peppers and sulfur. It wasn't pretty, but it worked. Boars that once roamed freely now faced a battlefield full of surprises. They couldn't predict what came next. Neither could the farmers. But in that unpredictability, they found balance. The AI learned from them. The humans learned from the land. And for the first time in months, the wild boars retreated. The fields look calm now. No flashing lights. No sirens. Just wind in the crops and the hum of distant insects. But beneath the silence is a story of survival and transformation. Farmers no longer see wild boars as mindless pests. They see them as intelligent, adaptable, and relentless, like nature itself. The tech is better now. It doesn't just monitor. It listens. It learns. And so do the people behind it. Some farms now rotate deterrents weekly to avoid predictability. Others partner with biologists to study migration patterns. It's not just defense anymore. It's a strategy, a mindset, and maybe that's the real win. Not in repelling the wild boars forever, but in becoming resilient enough to face them again and again. Because in the wild, peace never lasts. And farmers, they've learned to be ready. In the end, the wild boars didn't disappear. They just learned new paths. And farmers, they learned faster. Every beep of a drone, every line of AI code, every trench in the dirt, it's not just tech. It's a battle cry for a new kind of warfare in agriculture, where innovation meets instinct, where silence hides sensors, and where the night is never fully empty again. If you made it this far, you know this isn't just about animals. It's about how far humans will go to protect what they build. So if you want to see more stories like this, of the wild, the wired, and the war between them, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and tell us in the comments. What would you do if a boar charged your land at midnight? Asterisk asterisk. Because somewhere out there, it's happening again.